back to Killing the Game. Like, share, subscribe. Please hit the hype button as well. Pep Guardiola in meltdown. What was he thinking? And who's he blaming now? At least the cameramen are okay. We're looking at Chelsea's epic win over Barcelona. Some big claims being made around Estevão. We're looking at some of the fan reactions. Plus, Chelsea fans coming for Arsenal ahead of what is going to be nothing short of a fantastic weekend encounter, an epic game. Arsenal's TIFO is also in question as well. And we've got to put this to bed today, please. The bitterness is crazy, and I can't say how jealous I am of that situation. Plus, maybe one of the greatest fan cam moments in the history of what we call fan media. As I say, like, share, and subscribe. Let's do this.
You selected tonight. You said that they're all fantastic players who did start, but making 10 changes, do you maybe regret that?
Understand your question.
What's he doing? What? I don't even understand it.
All fantastic players who did start, but making 10 changes, do you maybe regret that?
Understand.
I understand. That's what happens. You know, when your kid talks to you, when you've got young kids, sometimes they speak and it sounds like mumbo jumbo. And in the end, you get it. You're like, oh, I understand. You want a cookie.
Understand your question.
Oh, glad you understand, Pep.
Absolutely, I have to accept it. So I have to accept.
You have to accept the question.
If we win, will not be the problem. So.
Oh, if we would have won, changing 10 players would not have been a problem. Yeah, because then it would have worked.
I accept that maybe it's a lot, but I think playing every 2 or 3 or 4 days, we need...
You're not playing every 2 days. You say through that in there, 2 or 3 or 4 days. You mean you're playing every 4 or 5 days is what you play. It's every 4 or 5 days that you play, sometimes 3, but not 2.
But maybe it's too much. Yeah, right. Seeing the result, maybe it's too much.
But it isn't the only time. It's a press conference as well with Pep Guardiola. Let's take a look.
I never know, no, at the end, what would happen in the game with another players. I don't have the answer.
I mean, this is what's nonsense about his response here straight away. When Pep sits down with his coaching staff this morning, they review what happened. They will then use hindsight and go, well, maybe we shouldn't have played him. Maybe looking at our tactical approach. For instance, the first goal that Bayer Leverkusen scored, the whole team was very narrow, and that looked a setup as opposed to mistakes, which meant Grimaldo was all by himself on that left-hand side. He was just free as a bird, and the ball ended up in that position. Doing coaches review previous game footage of their own matches. They use hindsight, analysis on what went right and what went wrong to make better decisions in the future. So I think gaslighting everybody to say, well, we have no idea if we'd have started 3, 4, 5, 6 of our main starters if the result would have been different. It's at the very least worth a conversation, and it's worth addressing your fans with, and the media have a right to ask that question.
Everybody thinks, with Erling and with Bernie and with the other one, we should be better. Yeah, now I think, but I don't have the answer. To be honest, I don't have the answer.
I hope. He's the same when he wins next. Oh, what do you think that went so well today? I don't have the answer. I don't really know. You know, we probably would have won whoever we picked. Doesn't matter. It's Haaland up front. You know, it could be Rasmus Højlund and would have won, because who knows?
Maybe not. No, because with that players in the past always been making crowd performance sometimes not good. So I don't know. I felt from my instinct, from my gut. So.
You got it wrong. I also think as well with the line of questioning, what isn't being said enough about last night's game is Bayer Leverkusen were excellent. They were defensively strong and they were solid. They countered fantastically. It was the closest they've looked to their peak under Xabi Alonso 2 years ago. And I think that they had a bit of a drop-off last year. Then he left and start of the season was bad. Yeah, they lost some players. I don't know how they're doing in Germany. I haven't gone and looked. I'm only going by what I saw last night. That looked like the Bayer Leverkusen of 2 years ago. And I don't think they're getting enough credit. But Pep, when he loses, I love it because he always behaves having a go at a cameraman the other day, giving the wrong players team talks. Now he's sort of talking like and analysing games is this alien concept that we shouldn't do. Maybe, just maybe, some credit to Newcastle. Maybe, just maybe, some credit to Bayer Leverkusen.
Oh my God! Oh my fucking God! Estevão Willian with an absolute fucking belter!
Estevão.
I love that response because I'm going to play you because there's a couple of responses here. Or this one that isn't a Man United fan. I want to play this response to you as well, actually, before I go into it.
Oh my God! Oh my!
Man United fans watching, do you enjoy football when our club ain't playing, by the way? I love it right now.
My God! Che golazo! Che golazo! Wow, 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 wow. Che golazo! Che jogador!
Go on.
Oh my God!
Estevão Willian. Go on, Estevão.
Oh, Estevão!
Yes! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
He's the truth.
Oh my God!
He is the truth. I can't believe what I've just seen. Oh,
See, that for me there is such a true reaction. All three, just a true reaction to a beautiful footballing moment. The skill, twining, the dribbling, absolutely amazing on every single level. And this young man deserves the plaudits and praise. I saw a lot of things trending yesterday about him being better than Yamal. And look, I'm not going to sit here and make that claim. You can. I'm not going to pull you back on it per se. Yamal's done some brilliant things from the age of 16 in European football, which holds him in very high regard. But in terms of their head-to-heads against one another, it's 1-0 to Estevão. There's no doubt about it. He performed brilliantly. He scored. Listen, he probably will score some better goals in the Champions League because he looks like the kind of player that's going to keep pushing that bar higher. But that's as good a goal as most players have ever scored in the Champions League. For the fact he took two players on, buried it. He had to go to the near post, into the top corner, and it went into the roof of the net. It was just fantastic on every level. He outclassed Yamal last night. He outclassed Barcelona, the second youngest player to have 3 goals in the Champions League after 3 starts. The world is this kid's oyster. And I know that some of you hate Chelsea, don't want to see him do well. And I get and understand there's a tribalistic element to this. But from a football fan point of view, for me, it was a beautiful thing to see. But I want to play this next clip. This is Thierry Henry talking on CBS, because this for me is an important conversation. And we touched on it last night on the terrace, and I want to revisit it via this clip.
Everything is painting everything. The way is like you wouldn't like to play against him, not because I'm not saying that you won't be able to stop him, but he's coming at you all the time. He's reminding me of that's early doors. That's why I think Ryan Giggs was one of the best, because he's coming at you the whole game. Whether he's having a good game or not a good game, he's trying to test you all the time and see if you're going to stop him or not.
I love what Henry has said here. We spoke about this last night, and what I am not doing here is I told you so moment. I think most of you agreed with what I said anyway last night. I get frustrated in football at a player that doesn't keep trying to take a winger who's got decent dribbling, got good skill, who decides for 50 minutes, 60 minutes, 70 minutes of a game to not try and attack his fullback. It doesn't matter to me. If you attempt 10 take-ons, dribbles, I don't even care what the phrase is, duels, I don't care about the phrase, and you lose 9 of them, but the 10th one comes off and you score, or you cut the ball back, or you cross and you score a goal, it was worth it. And Estevão has that within him. And I love watching it. And I like the homage being paid there to Ryan Giggs, the youngsters watching. And I honestly, if you're sort of 30 years old and younger, maybe 25 years old and younger, just don't talk about Giggs. Speak to the older generation. You didn't see him in the first 10 to 15 years of his career as a marauding winger. Played a lot deeper than the current day wingers do. So they weren't scoring as many goals. And their job was to get to the byline and cross it into the box. But he just would be a constant. He was like a wasp around a picnic in the middle of summer for fullbacks. He just didn't stop every single game. And that's what Estevão does. The next part of this, though, is really important. Take a listen.
And that's how it is as a winger.
Will the frustration be for you then? Because I think what the point you've been trying to make, I think probably for the last year, is there's not enough players who excite you and get you off your seat. Is the worry that because he's young and he's maybe playing a bit free, that the longer he's with, I'm not saying Maresca, but coaches, that ends up getting coached out of him a little bit? Do you think that's the problem, that it's actually coaches
This is not actually a dig at Maresca personally. I'll back Carragher on this one. Listen to the response, but listen very carefully.
taking this away
And I say this because we have got to do better as fans, and I'll tell you why.
from players, the longer they're sort of with them and in the team?
I do think so, because coaches at times are scared of transition, counter-attack, playing against a low block. You know, if you lose the ball too early, you're going to get done being open. But the first quality of the kid is to dribble. Why are you going to take that away? For me to be able to make you tired or take advantage of what I've done, it's like if you stop a boxer to jab. Like, how is he going to work? Like, if I don't go...
Henry is right. But for me, like I said last night on the show, let players express themselves. Coaches are too scared to allow it too regularly once a player gets older. But I think a big part of that fear comes from us, the fans. In the social media world, there is a correlation, in my opinion, between football becoming more robotic and the world of social media growing and fans getting their opinions into a dressing room so much easier than before. We've reached the point when it comes to analyzing football. And remember, the mainstream media, typically speaking, just copy what we do because they think it works. We've got to a point where a player losing the ball trying to dribble, as we saw Estevão do last night, or a player attempting line-breaking passes to set up a chance. We've got to a point where that gets so over-analyzed if they lose the ball. It gets slammed. Hero ball, greedy, stupid. Meanwhile, having 95% pass completion, not losing a single duel, but equally not progressing the ball, not creating chances, is somehow now being labeled as high IQ football. Fans need to realize that without risk, the game dies. You're killing the game without risk. Creativity gets strangled. Attacking football has slightly and will continue to disappear, and we'll end up with more robots. We'll end up with more robots instead of players. You can't keep moaning about boring football and then slaughter every single mistake that happens whilst people are trying to be creative. And there is a balance in this, of course. You know, if a player is trying... So if we take Bruno Fernandes, when he's near the edge of the box, if he tries to thread a ball, if he makes the wrong decision, we criticize him. If the pass doesn't come off, oh, come on, do better next time. He's doing the right thing. If he tries those risky passes on the edge of his box and loses the ball and we can see, and Man United concede, cool, right? We concede from that. You criticize that moment. But overall, players that try to break lines will always have lower pass completion than someone going sideways. Players who attempt... You've always got your anomalies, right? Where you've got someone like Eden Hazard who's completing 65% of his dribbles because he was that good at it. But you need your wingers to attempt it regardless. And I would rather a guy attempt it, succeed in one dribble in a game, but be a threat all night, exhaust his opponent, and then create that opportunity rather than giving up. And you end up like Jadon Sancho at Man United and Jadon Sancho at Chelsea, where it's shoulder, 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 pass it back. Zero impact on the game, barring maintaining possession. It's that balance, but we, the fans, I think, play a part in this. And that's why I'm calling it out. We've got to encourage more risk from players, and we have to be more forgiving when it goes wrong. Because if they all stop doing it and the managers stifle it out because they don't want the criticism, you will kill the game.
Arsenal to win that. We wanted them to destroy Spurs. We wanted Eze to score a hat-trick. We want Arsenal fans as happy as possible. Because next Sunday at...
YouTube, TikTokers, stop putting such weird music on. Make it a bit lower.
4:30 p.m. These gooners are finally going to get humbled. Liverpool aren't going to do it. Man City aren't going to do it. It's going to have to be the Chelsea that ruin it, because we are quite good at ruining things for you. Arsene Wenger's 1,000th game in charge, 6-0. But when you finally got to a European final, not the prop one obviously, and we humbled you 4-1 in Baku. Smashing Spurs isn't impressive. Everyone does it. It doesn't scare us. Your TIFO without any European trophies doesn't scare us. Your tiny little flying goalkeeper doesn't scare us. We've got a lovely little warm-up game against Barcelona, who are a better team than you. We'll get that job done and then we'll move on to you. And then an international goal-scoring Steve, a fully rested, worldy scoring Moises Caicedo, a tall Spanish goalkeeper that doesn't get lobbed by awful strikers, the actual best right-back in the league. This wind-up merchant that isn't just rated as a good left-back because he's a ridiculously handsome
Definitely turn your music down next time. It's louder than your voice. Get the editing bit right.
Italian. You will be humbled at Stamford Bridge. And
I love this. I love this. And we need more of this. Are Arsenal going to be humbled this weekend? I want your comments below. Get your comments in right now. Are Arsenal going to be humbled? Chelsea can beat them. Chelsea have the ability to beat Arsenal. There is no doubt about it. The only element of this, there's some comedic bits about Raya. I'm brushing over that. You fans can respond if you want. The only thing I disagree with is Arsenal, I think, are better than Barcelona. The higher line of Hansi Flick's crazy. I think in European football, I think Chelsea did it last night. I think Arsenal would do it. I think Bayern will do it. We've already seen PSG do it this season. I think the good teams that have good pace in their attack can just beat that high line. And Barca are a very good team. But there's something now, right now, that the top English sides for me are superior to La Liga. And we're seeing that in the results in the Champions League. We even saw it last year with the 15th place and 17th place Man United and Spurs bashing up the Spanish teams in Europe, which actually doesn't happen very often, but it seemingly is more and more now. But I'd love to get your views on this, people. Arsenal fans here, they're buzzing.
Oh! The problem is with this Arsenal TIFO. Now, you might have to look extra close, but can you see what is missing from this TIFO? What have Arsenal purposely left out from their TIFO? Now, if you look extra...
Rivals, I said this yesterday, I'll say it again. Some rivals now, when it comes to Arsenal, it's almost become like a political element where I've got to find a reason. I've got to find a reason. I wake up today, I've brushed my teeth, I've gone to the bathroom. Right, job number one, find something to attack Arsenal with.
Extra close at Thierry Henry and Sol Campbell, you'll notice something.
Why are rivals looking extra close at an Arsenal TIFO?
You'll notice that both of their shirts, the Nike logo is covered up. Now, that is not a coincidence. Look at all the other shirts. You can see the Adidas logo. And look at these two. The Nike one isn't there. Arsenal and Adidas have purposely created this TIFO in a certain way to showcase the Adidas logo and not the Nike one. Now, you might be thinking, what is the problem? Adidas is the current sponsor. Of course, they don't want Nike to be plastered all over it. Well, the problem is that this is a club-funded TIFO. And Adidas, the commercial side, the commercial brand, is having influence over it.
Oh, no. Oh, that's terrible news. Oh, my God. So we get Keir Starmer on the phone.
And TIFOs is something that should be fan-driven. TIFOs should be created by the fans. They should.
Why? What? Why? Like, they are fan-driven, and there's loads of footage out there from the Arsenal account to help make this work. But why? Why?
Be designed by the fans. They should be standing up for the fans, sending messages from the fans. And for the best part, they should be funded by the fans, realistically.
Do you know what I love about this part? That's been the best part of this attack against Arsenal for me. Is I don't know this gentleman's previous opinions on things, but if you go and find some of the big X accounts that have pushed that, saying it should be fan funded, not club funded, go and look how often those fans moan about overpricing tickets. How much watching football costs on television, the price of shirts, the amount of merchandise, the amount of shirts that are sold, the sort of, you're pricing the fan out the game. Arsenal Football Club, and I was told yesterday by some Arsenal fans, I got sent some private messages, they said that it was, the fans were heavily involved. It may or may, they didn't confirm to me whether or not the club paid for it or not, but I think the club paying for it is so much better than the fans forking out for it. I get the point. The Nike ticks are missing, but I just went and looked whilst he was talking at Man United's TIFO from the Europa League last year. none of our sponsors' names or sporting brands were on there. Sponsors, brand, nothing was on there. So I think, again, it's one of these things when you look at it and go, how different is that to most football clubs? Or are we making a thing here out of Arsenal's? Obviously, you just go and search other teams and have a little look at it and see. But for me, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again today. I'm so jealous of Arsenal from the perspective that the only thing there is to criticise them about at the moment is North London Forever or the song Angel and their TIFO. And it's mad, crazy how much this has triggered people.
Chill out, what? What do you mean, chill out?
Let's go back to the beginning, just in case you missed it. The woman shouts, chill out!
Chill out, what?
What? I love the scanning. He's scanning like Pete Busquets.
What do you mean, chill out? Are you watching this shit? What do you mean, chill out? We just lost. What do you mean, chill out?
Watch the same game.
Yeah, and?
Enjoy the atmosphere.
Enjoy what atmosphere? What do you mean? Look at this, man. I take back what I said. We've got people here for a day out. No, seriously, man. We've got people here for a day out. Hey? Look at this, man. We've got people here for a day out, man.
Do you know what? I get Saeed angry. I was angry. I am going to defend the other Man United fans there, though, from this perspective. And when I say defend them, I mean give a counter view. I take football really seriously. I take sport really seriously. I want to see 100% energy, operating to the best of our ability. I care about winning. There are a group of not just football fans, darts fans, football fans, cricket fans, boxing fans, who are either casual in their approach, where it's going to football is more of a local event, a community event, a socializing event where I meet my friends, we have dinner or breakfast, depending on the time of kickoff. We have a few drinks, we have a few laughs, we go to the game, we sing, we either cheer that we win or we get a little annoyed we lose, and then we leave and we might go for a beer, we might go for dinner, we might go and have a smoke, whatever it is you do for fun, right? Might go off to the casino for a few hours, you might go home and play some PlayStation, whatever it is. Some people, that's as serious as they take football. The social element is more important than the winning. So I defend it in the sense of just the same as when people said, you know, Terry, you said Yardman should be celebrating wins. I find it, I don't look at football in that way of socializing. I don't look at football as I'm only going to celebrate a win when it's winning a trophy, but I respect the fact they're allowed to do that. The part about this I love, though, from Saeed is the meltdown, because it's in that moment of frustration and anger, because your brains are operating very differently, where you suddenly think, why the hell are you guys so happy? This is putrid football we just watched. And I agree with him. I was as angry, but I saw that clip about 5 times, and every time I watch it, I laugh a little bit more. The bit that's getting me the most is the scanning, and I'm going to turn the sound of this up. Just watch the scanning. It's Busquets. Look at the scanning. I love it. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Please turn on that bell notification button. I know loads of you have, thousands of you have, but the more of you to do it, the better for us. And hit that hype button as well. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you soon.